We got ourselves Speed Shatter gonna be first up versus Get Stomp. Get a knockback for a moment. Are you playing Arcane? I think you may be playing Arcane. I like the mock with a skull, helm, and everything. A little bit of blue. Well, Get Stomp got a little bit more red going on. That's gonna be touching the magic. Gonna be missiles around the corner at Speed Shatter. I think trying to see if we can just Arcane the man down. Stomp trying to see if we can reposition. Looking for a port. That's Poly, but it's gonna be a port out of Speed Shatter. Just trying to use the mobility, the excellent Mage mobility, in order to get her from Stomp. Arcane power, shifting power. I don't really know if he uses shifting power as a covenant or as a talent, but I guess we'll find out very, very soon. Rather by Stomp with the Poly versus Speed Shatter. But does Speed Shatter go down here? Radiant Spark to follow. It's gonna get CC'd. Ice Buck instead. Decide, you know what? I don't want to find out what kind of damage this is gonna be. Guess Stomp didn't even burn a combustion for this one. Taking a lot of damage right now. Maybe look at Ice Block or potentially even a Cauterize. Just kind of standing next to Speed. But Speed just keeps blasting him out with barrages. Eventually in the execute range, he does steal the combustion. Trying to yank it back. I think he's trying to see if he can drink combustion. Speed Shatter in the end does have combustion. Oh my god, the missiles. Combustion with 100% crit missiles. This man is gonna nutty. Speed Shatter, what's up? We got ourselves Inferno going to be up next. Got himself the Shroud, so at least he's immune to polymorphs at the beginning. Speed Shatter in that invis, trying to see if he can potentially reposition. Seeing the Vulcan picking up the eyes, he knows it's only a matter of time until he finds them. Trying to go for a poly, but that's going to be a big fire breath. Got himself a temporal, very, very late though. So it's not really going to give him that much healing. It's going to be Inferno trying to see if he can take him down. Big blast of damage, going to get interrupted on that frost, but still has access to green magic, as well as red magic, bronze, as well as the black Dragonflight magic, so you can't really interrupt him at all. Miss also follow for speed. Does himself a big go. That is a Kyrian Burst versus Inferno. Trying to go for the big deep breath in order to reposition towards Speed Shatter and take him down as the man just using missiles around the corner to just tickle away at the dragon. But he does have an executed. Oh my god, the barrage. I was gonna say, he does have an execute range, but I didn't expect for the barrage to just kill him like that. He literally just like, you're 35% health, you're dead. My goodness. Speed Shatter does go for a bit of a resetting. Looking for a Breath versus a Savage. Blind immediately, maybe not an Ice Bug, but Speed Shatter is going to try to see if he can break out of the blind. Got himself a Temporal, looking for a Polymorph versus Savage. The man just trinketed, so he knows he is fine. Maybe Touch of Magic will break him out of the problem at some point. It looks like maybe it doesn't do any damage. Kyrian with Kyrian missiles, Radiant Spark, big burst to follow, and Savage taking a lot of damage now. Gonna be a stun onto Speed, but actually in the execute range, gonna go I think for an ice, for a bubble. I swapped to wrong person completely. I'm so sorry. He is on the execute range, so he was like, you know what? I better be extra careful. That is a kind of a scary Arcane Mage, dude. How does Arcane Mages go from like, yeah, they kind of could do some stuff in Shadowlands too. That's an Arcane Mage, and I'm terrified. Kyrian setup, but gonna be missiles, burst to follow, does himself the big go, shield of vengeance for Savage, it's gonna be Speed Shatter trying to give himself a temporal invis, survivability, with certain power I think is a talent option. Trying to go for a bit of an Arcane Surge versus Savage. Is that gonna be enough damage? Big blast to follow, missiles Raptor, knocking him out. You literally can't catch up to him. Hand of Freedom finally let the Paladin play. Oh my god! I did not expect for him to just drill him that low and barrage right then and there. Oh, that was some damage. Gonna be Speed with a bit of explosions. I think it's an Arcane versus Arcane right now. Barrage for Barrage. Which one of these two? And also power. Tell me you also Kyrian, right? Tell me you also get Kyrian as a talent option, right, Kodaka? And then you and Speed are literally the same. Ooh, getting frozen out as I think trying to see if he can avoid Speed. Gonna be that Kyrian setup. Got himself a bit of missiles. Looking to get himself a big setup versus Kodaka. Is gonna try to see if he can reposition all the time with the ready. That's himself the temporal. Eventually I think they just bounce that temporal between one another. Gonna be a lot of spell steals between the two mages. Also lost some ability. Missiles around the corner. A Speed able to just start chipping away at enemies around the pillar. Got himself the Ice Flows, which is honestly what a godsend of a talent Ice Flows is, man, for mages. What a good talent. I love it. Gonna be a bit of explosions for Speed. I think trying to see if he can deny Kodaka any kind of massive miss. Brad by Kodaka does have the interrupt, does have the opener. Triggered by Speed, trying to see if he can interrupt him before he gets a proper go. That's gonna be more misses around the corner. Does Speed have enough damage here? Got himself a Breath of his own. Wait, so you got Breath, and you got the Kyrian, Nightfit Covenant. You got the full wombo combo. Big barrage to follow. Does Speed have enough damage to maybe make the Touch of the Magic work versus Kodaka? Looking for a Polymer, but can't quite do it. Gonna be a knockback of Speed. Is just ahead of the curve. Getting interrupted on Arcane. It's Kodaka knows their health is getting kind of low. Could be the execute range. Shooting power around the corner. Does have a Touch of Magic onto Speed, but Speed so far hasn't taken that much damage so at all. He got himself a fatty temporal, so it should be able to heal him a lot. And Kodaka decides, you know what, before I get one shot, Ice blocking. Just so I'm okay. Gonna be speed. Trying to control him as best possible. Ring of Frost around the corner. Dust hit him with a breath. Poly to follow. I don't know if Kodaka has much of an answer. If speed has cooldowns here, it could be perfect. Arcane Surge right after. Kyrian to follow. Does himself all the time, but may not be enough here. May still not be enough. Touches the Magi right after. Does he have himself big go? Gonna be a big Arcane Blast, but Kodaka trying to see if he can maybe reposition away from him as best as he can. Trying to go for AoE. Missiles right after. In that execute range. Very, very deadly. Trying to use mobility to escape. Do they have any more escape? Those big back-to-back blinks for speed. Just trying to use all the mobility with his soul shape. Oh, and Barrage does end up putting him in a seat pod, but there's no way, right? He left, actually. He left. He knew, like, you know what? Now Barrage, I see him in air. I leave. And Sarawai is the last one left. Can the Savoker challenge the Arcane Mage? Dude, speed. What is going on? Why are you doing all this? Yo, is Seawork around? Is he paying attention? Does Seawork think he could pick up the speed? Like if they were to put him on PTR or in the beta right now? My god, the speed is insane. Gonna be touching the Magi versus Sarawai. Sarawai trying to get super hyper aggressive here. Does he have himself the big breath? He's waiting for the big breath. Does get to use it, but all the time is they're waiting for speed. So you can always reverse a lot of this damage using that ability to escape the dragon, but does have all the time more defensively. Not really looking to use all the time to reposition or anything. Actually, not as big of a heal as I thought he would have had. Sarawai still has a big cooldowns at the ready, but he can't quite approach speed. Looks like he's out of his hover, so he can't only flap his wings to gain that distance with speed only so often. Sarawai trying to see if he can take him down. Disintegrate doing quite a bit slower with Sarawai. Trying to go for a poly, get interrupted on Arcane though, but at least speed does have that range. As long as you're staying outside of the 25-yard range, Sarawai can't really do anything to you. Fleshcat does get interrupted, but that's going to be a breath that does get consumed into it. Big touch of the Magic onto Sarawai, trying to go for some damage back to speed. Speed decides to ice block it just in case this was going to kill him. It looked like Sarawai had quite a bit of damage already. If that crit, that would have been very, very deadly. Disintegrate attaches him. Look at that Disintegrate go. He does a good portion of his damage just every single time. He's just a valuable ability. That blue magic is just so good. The speed, trying to see if he can potentially avoid him. Got himself all the time, so you got himself maybe some survivability off of this. Sarawai with a big defensive. Shroud to follow. Can't really be interrupted. Got himself a wall as well. Speed is looking to reposition Sarawai. Right now, you got a perfect set of defenses. I think you would want to push in, but instead, he's playing it very defensively, trying to go for a bit of a reheal. Going to be a Ring of Frost. Doesn't quite get to connect. Breath onto Sarawai. Trinkets out of it. Trying to go for some damage, but it's going to be a proper polymer by Shatter. Does he have a go here? Ring of Frost with Sarawai. Does get to freeze him. Is that going to be a proper go? Try to imagine. Does he have a blaster? It looks like he's trying to see if he can get some of those arcane blasts in there. Can he maybe get Sarawai low enough? Trying to see if he can do it. Big arcane surge, but going to be a big Dragon's Breath by Sarawai. Wait, Barrage. Oh! No way the Barrage did it. No way the Barrage did it. No way the Barrage did it. No! It looks like 4, but I think it's technically 5 because one of the mages he killed was dead to a seed pod. So it should still count, I think.